So here we go. Welcome to another edition of the Kings of Anglia Fan Social. I'm your host as ever, Ross. I hope everyone has had a good week and survived the heat wave that hit UK on Monday and Tuesday. It's cooled down a little bit now. I hope everyone's enjoyed their week. Today, I'm joined by a debutant, aka a trialist, trademark Steve Wallace, who's joining us this week as well. And good old Peachy Chris Peach to discuss all things town. It's crazy to think this time next week we'll be building up to the first League One game of the season. It's come very quickly. Pre-season is in a full swing now, but I'm excited for the opening day against Bolton. Well, let's bring in our guest this week, starting off with Liam, who I met in good old Wimbledon, a very hot Wimbledon on Saturday. Welcome to the show, my friend. How you doing?
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I hope I can do the trialist family some good. So yeah, thank you for having me on. It's a real pleasure. Yeah.
You trialist 1 or trialist A? I don't know how we're going to say it. I think
see how good I am. See what you want to give me for a grade.
Sounds good. Sounds good, my friend. And Steve, always a pleasure, my friend. How you doing? How is Devon at the moment?
I'm doing well, Ross. Thank you. I was going to say you caught the sun, which it's quite nice to see. But it's been all right. Yeah, it's quite hot. Cooled off the last couple of days, but yeah, it's been nice. It's always nice in Devon when it's sunny.
Indeed, my friend. Indeed. I'm looking forward to my trip down there for Town taking on Plymouth when we do play them. I'm sure that will be basically Steve Waller's derby, and that will be the day where we'll be speaking to you, getting ready for that one. And the final man that is joining us this week is good old Peachy, who I had to take on 5-a-side on Wednesday night at Goals in Ipswich. Peachy, how you doing, my friend? You recovered a little bit from last night?
It takes more than a day to recover. Hello, everyone, by the way. Hope we're all well. Yeah, it's good fun, the 5-a-side. It's a real good laugh, bit of a giggle. It's always a little bit competitive. Some people make an arse of themselves, normally me. But also, I'm happy to survive the week that has been Armageddon, or it's felt like it, like trying to sleep in 30-degree heat. It's just been bloody impossible. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, so let's get going.
Indeed, my friend. And a little shout out to listeners out there. If you fancy playing 5-a-side, get in contact with me at Ross Media UK. It's always good to get more numbers. If you're based in Ipswich and Suffolk, Peachy comes from Newmarket. We've had people come from London, had people come from Cambridge. So if you want to get involved, it's a bit too far for you, Steve, I have to say. Devon,
my 5-a-side days are well gone, Ross.
No, there's no commitment there. No commitment.
No commitment at all. But yeah, if you want to get involved, get in contact with me. You all know my details at Ross Media UK on Twitter. And of course, if you want to get on the podcast, just like Liam, making his debut, a trialist, get involved. Always good to get new faces and new people on the podcast. Well, let's get right into then the Celina saga, we're dubbing it as. Burst at Celina. Liam, what's your thoughts on it all? Who's going to go to Stoke, then permit issues, then, we've been interested in him. Dijon, of course, he was never going to play for Dijon this season in, second tier in France because of Manny pretty much in France. French football is not great at the moment. Turkey deals have gone off. What's your thoughts on the whole saga?
This whole Celina gate has gone on for far too long, isn't it? I kind of was relieved the other day that I thought he was going to Turkey, because then I thought, we know where we are, we know what players we've got, who we can bring in. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this carries on now till deadline day. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Probably not for us, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, Steve, take it away. Great player on his day. The goal against Crewe is brilliant. He had a great first loan spell. The last loan spell, for me, sometimes he goes a bit missing, but when he does turn up, he does some amazing things. But what's your thoughts overall?
I think if we hadn't made the marquee signing that we've all kind of been itching for, I don't think this would even be a story. Last season, he was the marquee player to come in from Dijon. Not entirely convinced he wants to be here anyway. Not if you listen to his dad, isn't it, on Twitter, who likes to post just shit about him.
I wondered how long till we mentioned his dad. Didn't want to bring it up first.
He's certainly got a few followers on the back of it, but I think it's just a lot of drama over nothing. I mean, I think we talked about this on the last pod I was on, whether you'd sign Celina or not, and I think I said yes. I probably still would. But the longer this drags on, if it goes to the end of the transfer window, all our eggs are in one basket then, which is a bit annoying. You kind of hope that Ashton and McKenna would be looking at other targets, which they probably are, but just get it done. If he's going to go somewhere, just let him go. If he wants to go and play in front of 2,000 people in Turkey, let him do it. As far as I'm concerned, he's probably shot his boat, I think. Yeah, if that's even a phrase, I don't think it is it? But
don't ask me, mate. You know me.
I know. Well, it's a good one.
Yeah,
must be a Devon saying.
It is a Devon saying, yeah, just made up.
Yeah. pretty much. Well, Peachy, to round off this quick chat, I think that's all we need really. Is we've had debates, as said Steve. We had a chat about would you sign Celina a few months back, whenever we did it. We've signed Marcus Harness, Peachy, so that position sorted in terms of that could be basically Bertrand Celina's replacement from last season. What's your current stance on it?
Well, with the Celina thing, it's been like a bloody soap opera, hasn't it? It's like watching an episode of bloody Corrie. Preston no, Stoke no, this Turkish team knows that Rangers are after him now, I think, or talks. But obviously you get people, especially on social media, guessing like they know, oh, this is why he's not coming, we're not paying that, we're not offering this. But end of the day, I think I tweeted a couple of weeks ago saying, look, I'd love to have Celina here. I think he's a brilliant player, but I wouldn't want to, overpay the odds. Because if you're going to pay him more than other people in the squad, you could upset people as well. I think he's a brilliant player. I'd have him back in a heartbeat. But if he doesn't sign, then I'm sure, like I say, Ashton McKenna got other targets who they're probably talking to now. But on the signing of Harness, that's, to be honest, take one of Pompey's best players. That's a massive statement. And it's going to be good cover for Wes Burns if he plays on the right, but also he can play behind the striker or on the left, can't he? I think I heard McKenna say. So all the signings we've made can all play multiple positions. I think it's more like a squad game, so to speak. Like, this is my position. It's like, no, I can play there, mix up during games. But yeah, I'm like the guy said, I wish the Celina thing would end and just get on with it. But it's football. It'll probably rumble to the last day. It will.
Yeah, it will do. Well, and what's the cross the line? What's the sand thing? What's the phrase? You know what I'm talking about. I don't know what we're talking about. Steve, you're muted, mate. You're muted, mate.
It's like I'm at work. I thought you were referring to my Devon saying that I've just made up.
Yeah, I think so. But we're just gonna move on. And now we've got a feature this week, a little bit of a topic, and it is talking about the transfer window because everyone loves the sexy business, don't you? You love it. You do love it. And I thought this is just a nice little round off the transfer window as a whole, as a fan, in terms of what has been the most exciting transfer of all time as a Town fan. From when it got first rumoured, then reported, then you saw the player holding up his shirt, scarf or whatever in the building at Portman Road. So Liam, take it away. Any player from any era you're watching Town, what has been the most exciting signing?
So obviously I can't say the obvious Giovanni Dos Santos, can I? Because he was only a loan player. So that was the first one I thought of. So I'm not going to rule him out straight away. But for me, it was probably Marcus Stewart because he did it already at championship level and we paid $3.5 million for him, which was a lot at the time, and he proved it. I did think of sort of a few more recently, sort of for example, Jimmy Bullard. I remember everyone got quite excited about that one. In more recent years, I was quite happy about Christoph Bearer because he was a name. But yeah, they're sort of my ones in more recent years. I don't know if you guys agree with me or what you guys think.
Yeah, Bearer was the one where he was reanointing with Mick McCarthy, and yeah, he's done it. And Premier League defender, really, he was still Premier League defender then, pretty much. And a free transfer, I know that Mick McCarthy got a lot of slack sometimes, but those sort of signings were perfect because free transfer did right for a couple of years, didn't he, Bearer? And I always liked him. He was in my favourite 11 because I just loved he would just kick it and lump it, rock hard Scottishman who just loved to kick the ball and kick people, which I like to see. Before I go over to you, Stephen Peachy, I just want to shout out to some of the KOA posse. I put it in our group chat. And Harvey Davis, Sweetgrass Prince, it sort of probably tells him his time supporting the club. He said James Norwood, of course, in the first League One season. And of course, I think some people were excited because he just scored loads of goals for Tranmere, got him promoted. So, yeah, I get why he was excited for that. Ben Diaf, good old Ben Diaf, said Finidi George. Of course, at the time...
I did think Finidi George, but I didn't want to say it because he wasn't great, was he? The name was out there, and same with Serini as well. The names were great, but the end product wasn't so good, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course, I had an amazing Portman Road debut, and then of course the goal against Sunderland. But yeah, it's one of those things. He also said Adrian Paz from the '90s. Of course, he was part. Oh, I think that's Peachy's. Yeah, Peach, you can expand on it in a minute, mate. Of course, that was part of the deal with Torrico, and of course, Torrico became the better player out of Paz. Paz just went back to where he came from, pretty much. I'll let you jump on then, Peach. I'll go over to Peachy first, Steve, before I go over to you. So, is Paz on your list?
He's one of the few on the list. Like Paz was like that because it was it 90, 94, 95 he signed, so I was still quite young, but it was like, oh, this Uruguayan random player signing for us. So he's like the first signing I remember, sort of as a kid, but he wasn't that good, was he? Bless him. Got the one goal against Liverpool, I think, then left. It was one I thought of. It sort of worked out, but it didn't. Was Michael Chopra. I remember when we first got linked with him that he was such an informed striker in the Championship. And like we get linked with him, I thought, oh yeah, only 1.5 million. Didn't know there was a catch or anything. And like I say, signed him. We scored 2 in his debut at Bristol. Thought absolutely fantastic sign again. And Jimmy Bullard as well. But the one that really sticks out for me was 1998, I think. We originally signed him on loan. That was Jim Magilton. And I think it was in that summer. It was always talk: will he sign? Will he not? And luckily, George Birdie persuaded him. And to be honest, came one of my favourite ever midfielders, behind obviously Matt Holland, who is God.
Of course. I'm just going to chuck out some more names before I go over to you, Steve, from other people. Matt, aka Bono, he's also said Paz. Val to be our saviour, he's put. Of course, Torrico was maybe more that, as we mentioned. Let's see. John's also gone Sereni, as you said, Liam. Exciting, but didn't turn out as well as we were hoping to. Marcus Stewart, obviously. Big Herman Ryderson. And then also Mark J, good old Jobster. He's got 3. He's top 3. Marcus Stewart, Giovanni Dos Santos. You can include it. But then I was saying, we were speaking about this last night, weren't we, Peachy? Because we mentioned Giovanni Dos Santos. Of course, he was coming on loan from Spurs. Of course, was at Barcelona, but you just never know if loan players can work out. And of course, he was amazing. I mean, we're never going to sign him permanently. And then also, he's mentioned David Norris. Good old David Norris. Because that was, I think Jim Magilton was wanting to sign him for a very long time, but didn't. And Chris Peachy, why have you put something on the chat? You put Frank Noble. We're going to move on straight away from that. Good old Frank.
Love Frank Noble.
Yeah, he was a good lad, to be fair. Just not very good at football. Steve, over to you, my friend.
Yeah, a few before I've got a left field signing. You can tell my age when I tell you who it is. I had a couple that you guys have mentioned. Finidi George, I thought was a stellar signing when we got him. Couldn't believe we got him with his background. I'm on the same page with the sweet Welsh Prince, really, with Norwood. Banging goals in for Tranmere. We get cooking. Everyone's on cloud 9. Everyone thinks we're going to get promoted. Norwood's going to be the goal machine. And for all the good things he did, there were some things he didn't do so well. That was a bit of a disappointment. But the one I'm going to pick is, again, showing my age. So back in 1989, any of you were alive in 1989? PG, well done. Oh, and Liam as well. Ross wasn't. We signed a Ukrainian player called Sergei Baltacha. Signed it from, I'll try for my Ukrainian friends say it right, Dynamo Kyiv, for 200 grand. I went to watch his debut. He scored against Stoke. My God, that player, he was just so good. That first game I ever saw him. We were second division at that time, just before we kind of went up, but he was top draw. There wasn't any of the razzmatazz around social media or anything like that, so it was kind of a bit left field signing when they got him. When I think it was Cobbold went out there with John Duncan, I think, to get him, but yeah, in some seedy hotel in Russia. I've read the story this afternoon, but he was just top draw. Just didn't play for us enough, and also didn't play in his preferred position. You know, Soviet Union international, played at the Euros, played in World Cups. So yeah, he was the player that when they signed him, I thought he's the one. And interestingly, the following year from that, I actually went to Russia. Some school trip, and actually watched Marseille versus Spartak Moscow in Moscow. And I had an Ipswich hat, which was half the Ipswich badge and half a Russian flag on it. And all the Russian fans were like, "This is the best thing in the world," because they thought we were French, and I had this Russian hat on. So it's always been a memory of mine going to Moscow and watching that. I think it's 120,000 people in that stadium.
Wow.
Yeah. So Baltacha's mine.
I like that. I like that. Of course, it was a running joke for a while. Of course, I said his name wrong. I called him Sergi Bolcher, and that became a running joke on the podcast. Good old Sergei. But
I
yeah,
don't think anyone got his name right when we signed him. So
I doubt it. Yeah, because he was the first ever Soviet Union player to play in English football, and as you said, he was like he was actually a sweeper, weren't he? Or
he was a sweeper for the Soviet Union, and I think they played him everywhere: left back, centre back, midfield, on the right, I think at some point, and they never played him as sweeper, which is odd. But he was like a Rolls Royce when you watched him play. Just brilliant player.
Top man as well. He really is a top man. Of course, his daughter became an unbelievable tennis star. Unfortunately, she passed away, of course. But yeah, I think he was always still remembered at town because just, even though he may not have the career at the club he probably wanted to, you always just remember a name. You always, when you hear his name, you always remember. Even though I wasn't alive when he played for town, he's someone I just always look back on.
Makes me feel so old, Ross. Thank you.
So I make everyone feel old. I'm sorry. There's going to be a time at some point. I'm sure there's going to be a young snapper out there somewhere who's going to make me feel old at some point. We'll wait until that day. I'll let you know when that day happens. All right then, boys. Any other names you want to chuck out before we move on to the strike?
I suppose one other one for me actually was when we got linked and signed Martin Fulop.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked him as a goal. I asked where he got him from. Was he at Tottenham or Sunderland?
Sunderland,
I think he was a youth player at Tottenham, weren't he? Or something. I remember we signed him. I was quite read a bit about him. I'm really excited about him, and he didn't have that bad a career with us. I didn't think. So he signed. You saying last night? He signed a 3-year deal, and then he only stayed for the year, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm looking now. He signed a 2-year deal, but then he left after one season. But I think just one of those things. And he then he went to West Brom, and of course, sadly, he did die, didn't he? At age very young age because of cancer. But he's another he was another just very good goalkeeper. He was at Sunderland. He said he was at Tottenham. But yeah, he's always a goalie that I always remember as well. And
also, there's 2 other players. Remember when Majilton was in charge? When we re-signed 2 players, and that was Tommy Miller and Pablo Cunyago.
That's what I was going to say when he came back the second time. Yeah, that was my next point.
Yeah, 100%. Fantastic.
Yeah, sometimes, sadly, it shows Ipswich Town. Sometimes the second time around isn't great. I think Tommy Miller at that stage, he was okay, weren't he? But it wasn't the best second spell. I think at the time it was very a transition period, weren't it? Pablo was just Pablo. We love Pablo. Just everything he did was just amazing. And he's always an exciting player. Okay then, boys. That is it. Let us know, everybody, as well. Get in comments down below your thoughts as well. What has been your most exciting town transfer? I'm sure maybe we've mentioned one of them, but if there's any other players, let us know. Be good to see. All right then, boys. It's time for the strike. Liam, Steve, and Peachy go head to head. Who will be crowned this week's Fans Social Strike champion? So we've got 5 questions, 4 questions plus a tiebreaker, of course. And of course, it's all around people who are celebrating their birthdays this week or just a news stories that broke this week. And the first question is on Tommy Orr. Now, he retired this week at the age of 30. And of course, he had a very brief spell at town because he got homesick. But then I think he basically left the club, but then went back to Australia, but then went to Cyprus. So I don't know. It's one of those things. It was a funny thing at the time. But yeah, Tommy Orr, he joined town from which Dutch club in 2015? Was it FC Twente, Heerenveen, or FC Utrecht? And to be fair, I was actually excited about this signing, to be fair, because he was doing really well in Holland. I think he scored goals. I think one was in the team of the year and stuff like that. And I thought, this is actually a really good signing by Mick McCarthy for once. And it just didn't work out. He did play against Man United, did score a goal, but then left, I think, after scoring that goal against Pompey in the FA Cup. But there we go. All right, boys, what do you reckon then?
Let Liam go first, as he's the trialist.
So I was thinking about this. I think I've changed my answer a couple of times, but I'm going to go Utrecht.
Okay.
I've gone the same.
I've gone Heerenveen.
It's Utrecht, Steve. I'm sorry to say, my friend. So it's 1-1-0. The trialist is on the board. Peachy is always there. Sorry, Liam. I'll call you Liam.
That's all right. The List family will be happy. So keep it going.
yes, my friend. Yes, my friend. Indeed. Yeah, it's pre-season. It's still, still early days. People are still getting cool trialists. It's funny when you see, like, we were saying this last night, weren't we, Peachy, about there's always guaranteed 1 or 2 trialists at Town back in the day, but now we don't need to because we're getting our business done. Maybe under 23s they'll have trialists, but I've been seeing like in League 2 clubs, even League 1 clubs, there is trialists in about on that. And I think there was one team, the whole team was trialists, even the subs.
Was it Doncaster? I think you said. Was it Donny? They had a load in, didn't they?
Yeah, they did trialist A, trialist B. They did that instead of trialist 1, trialist 2. They did the other way around. But there we go. So it's 1-1-0. Going into the next question. And question 2, and I think you're going to like this, Peachy. It's on Larsen Toure.
Yes.
Remember Larsen Toure? Now, what shirt number did he wear during his time at Town? Was it 34, 39, or 44? Larsen Toure. Dear.
All I'm saying is the corner.
Yes,
was that
the corner. And the Doncaster game where he took his shirt off and chucked it in the crowd, but he didn't realise we had to play extra time.
Only got a contract. Only got a contract because he was Kevin Brew's mate.
Pretty much. Not a bad way to get a professional contract in England with a championship club, just knowing another teammate, pretty much. But what shirt number? Of course, he did have a high shirt number because I think, what do you reckon, then, boys?
That's your clue, Liam.
So I've completely forgotten this one. So I've gone 44 because it just seems really obscure.
Yeah,
that's my answer. C.
39.
I've gone 34.
We've all gone different ones. I like that. And I have a feeling Peach was going over this. So he has got it right. I just had that feeling. It is 39. So
originally, I was going to put 39, but I changed my mind.
I had 29 in my head for some reason before you give us the options.
Okay.
So I'm glad I went on there.
Yes. Oh, wow. I should have done that. I should have done 29, 39, then 49. That would have been a trick. I'll know that for next time. I'll trick you next time. Next question is on Gavin Williams. He celebrates his birthday this week. Happy birthday to the Welshman. He scored on his Town debut. Of course, originally joining on loan. Now, who's it against? Was it Reading, Coventry, or QPR? And this was an away game. And if you want another clue, it was a draw. I think he scored the opening goal in that game. Peachy knows it.
I think I do, yeah. I was at the game.
Oh, there we go. Steve's nodding his head as well. Okay, then. What do you reckon? Liam, what do you reckon?
I think I was at this game as well, and I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot. I'm going to say QPR.
Okay.
I might. Oh, sorry. After you, Steve.
I've gone QPR too.
I think I might have shot myself in the foot, but I'm sure it was Coventry.
It is Coventry. It is Coventry. Peachy is he's bossing it. And he has technically won now going on to the fourth question, but this is the question is where you can get 2 points if you get it bang on. So Liam, you're still in play here. Steve, carry on, mate. Just play on. Yeah. It's fine. But now, Peachy, if Liam gets it bang on, he gets 2 points, then we go to a tiebreaker. But if he doesn't, then you've won overall. But then, of course, we'll get to the tiebreaker. And you can gamble, and I'm sure you will do it.
I'm a risk taker. Taker.
Indeed, my friend. So another birthday this week is Paul Anderson. Of course, the man who scored the goal in the playoffs and had a very nice moustache once upon a time, or the beard where he made it blue and all that. But how many goals did he score for Town in 70 games? A tricky one. But can Liam get it bang on to take us to a very, very interesting tiebreaker? But Steve, you can get it bang on as well, and you get 2 points. Happy days. You can bring yourself back into it.
That is not going to happen.
I don't know. It's one of those. 70 games. He wasn't prolific, was he? He scored a few goals here and there. I remember he scored an absolute cracking goal against Huddersfield. I think it was against Huddersfield, if I can remember.
Yeah, he sort of cut in, didn't he?
It was. Yeah, not a bad finish. Always a nice man. He's a nice man. I think he's retired now from professional football. I don't think you could find another club, and I think he's now got into agency or something like that. But he was always a nice man.
He when we played them up the road in the playoffs and he scored, some guys watched at home and punched a hole in his ceiling. Yeah, and he tweeted about it, and Paul Anderson paid for the repairs.
Yeah,
And he's seen
I
them.
like it. I like it. That was brilliant. A brilliant story at the time. Yeah, early days of social media as well, because that was 2015, and of course Twitter was, it's been a thing for a long time before that. But I think that was like the first year where Twitter was really becoming a thing. People were using it more. Definitely on the ITFC hashtag and stuff. Okay then, Liam, a chance here to take it to a tie-break if you get it bang on. What do you
So
reckon?
no pressure here at all, guys. So as I knew he wasn't prolific, like you said, I've gone for 18.
Okay, I'm just gonna. I actually need to double check. Actually, I haven't got it down. Right, written the answer. So, Peachy Steve, let me know yours so I can just quickly double check.
I went 6. I don't think he scored that many.
Okay.
6.
I've gone 10.
Well, Liam hasn't got it bang on, and Peachy, you're so close. It's 7 goals.
Oh,
7 goals. So Peachy does get a point. He's whitewashed you. Oh, I know. Actually, Liam got a point actually. So, but Peachy's won it by 4-1-0. We'll go to a tiebreaker because I did do the research for it. It was easy research, to be fair. Some of these questions are. Peachy, you going to gamble?
of course. Of
Of
course.
Now, of course, yes, very good. Of course, the rules as always, you have to get it bang on to take the crown off Peachy. So, Steve, you can play. Liam, you can play as well, of course. And of course, we're playing Millwall in pre-season on Saturday. And the next question is: in 29 games at the Den, how many games have Town won there? So, how many games do you reckon we won there? One that stands out at the Den was the Jordan Spence late winner. I think it was a late winner. Did he score the late winner? It was 4-3-1 it Tuesday night. Yeah, Jordan Spence.
And also, was it 91, 92? We were 2-0 down and won it 3-2. The season we got promoted to the Premier League. I could be wrong. But
I wasn't born, mate. I wasn't born.
No, of course you weren't. I remember it because I had the video.
Yes, yeah. I remember Noel Hunt scored against me. I think when he signed permanently after that, that brief loan spell, of course, the late winner, and
Johnny Parr as
Johnny
well.
Johnny Parr scored. I think 1-3-0 that day or something like that, or 3-1. That was a good day, very good day. Okay then, Peachy, let us know your answer. So we'll get to
11.
Okay, Steve,
13.
13. Liam,
14.
14. Neither of you have got it bang on. So, Peachy, you win overall. And the stats are as follows. So, there's actually 14 defeats, 7 draws, and 8 wins. 8 wins.
That's not many, is it?
No, not many at all. Of course, just at the Den. I think overall, I can't be asked to find the stats at Port Road, but it's too much. But there we go. Peachy, you've won, as always. A lovely speech from yourself.
Well, again, it's nice to win, That's about it, really. No, I love the strike. I do, because I literally anything I remember is about Ipswich Town. Like I was at school for 11 years. Don't remember any of that. When it comes to that game, I remember that. I remember that squad number. I remember this. Doesn't get you very far in life, but
Gets you to win the strike.
Yeah, that's true.
It does.
It's got me this. Another thing I've got on the another thing I've got on the fridge. Tell the wife, she'll be so impressed.
Yeah.
So proud of me.
Little fun story for the pod. Before we segue into the next feature, I did a pub quiz recently in one of the local pubs near me with good old Liam from Crew and Kieran Stanley, the women's team's a media man, and there was 14 different teams. And can you guess where we finished?
13th. I've got a bit of faith in you.
I've got faith in Liam. You didn't finish last.
Liam, what do you reckon?
I'm going to say mid-table, I'm guessing. Because I don't think you finished last, but I think you did all right. Respectable.
No, we finished last. We started strong. The first 3 questions were like, we know, we're confident. But the rest of the time, we had a bit absolute mare. We did have a music round and on the Music Man, but some of the questions I have no idea these questions. And it was also a question, like 10 questions on the weather. And you're just like,
hot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just, it was strange. But we finished last, but we're going to hopefully do it again later. I think it's next month, and we're going to try our best to improve on that position because finishing last. But then I think the age of the pub was very different. There was a lot of old people there. So, yeah, it was one of those days. But it was always good fun. Always good fun to do quizzes. But yeah, you need more general knowledge ideas. Because I'm the same with you, Peach. I know of Ipswich Town, a lot of Ipswich Town stats and stuff. But I think there's only one Ipswich question that popped up. And it was something about, in order, who is missing. So John Duncan, John Lyle, George Burley. I don't know how it went, but it was something like that. But yeah, I don't know how it went.
Mick McGivern.
Mick McGivern, yeah. All that. Yeah, I think so, pretty much. But there we go. Enough of that. Enough of that little chat about the pub quiz I took part in with Liam and Kieran, and we lost, finishing bottom. It is what it is. But let's talk about pre-match rituals, this is your idea, good old Peachy. So I'll start with you, my friend, with this.
Oh, thanks.
Because we're all now preparing for the real stuff. You know, of course, some of us have been able to go to pre-season games and all that, but we can't wait for the real stuff on July 30th at Portman Road against Bolton. Peachy, what is your normal pre-match ritual to make sure we get a win, or just make sure you prepare yourself, get into the stadium?
Well, literally, mainly on Saturdays, obviously, I get up. I'll either go for a 5K run or just a walk. I'll then get back, I'll get changed, and then something like me, I have to have a pre-match meal. And that pre-match meal has to be beans on toast. There's a few times years ago, when I was 16, I didn't do it and we lost. And ever since then, beans on toast. Even on a Tuesday night game, I take my beans and toast into work, have it as my lunch. So it makes no difference at all. But yeah, anyway, so once I have my beans on toast, drive into Ipswich, park up near the YMCA Norwich Road area. And depending if it's an evening game, wander into the lovely Greyhound pub, have a few beers in there. Or normally Saturdays, we go straight to the Black Horse, a few beers, chats, laughs. And then waddle off down to Portman Road, hopefully see Town win. Always go downstairs in the North Stand and see my mates at half time to chew the fat. Normally swearing or saying this person's rubbish, the refs are complete, so and so. I hope someone sticks one on that player on the opposition side. And then obviously after the game, hopefully a little bit of game day. And then normally, I'll be honest, get a nice Indian takeaway. And that is my Saturday. Either drowning my sorrows or celebrating a win or just a mediocre draw.
Which was a stand under Mick McCarthy, Paul Lambert, Paul Cook as well. And yeah, hopefully under McKenna, that is changing. Well, Liam, what is your pre-match ritual? What is your day like? Sort of give us a scene of your day as a Town fan.
So I've got a story, and I'll give you my pre-match ritual as well. So normally I head into Ipswich sort of lunchtime, head to Curve Bar, have a few drinks, and then go watch the game. But I don't have any post-match Indian takeaways. But that's pretty much my Saturday. Normally, sometimes go out afterwards and sort of, chew the fat of the game and celebrate that we win. But my story for you all that I think you'll appreciate is there was a night game last season. I can't remember who we played. And there was these guys on the train opposite. And they had a framed picture of Sam Morsey on the train. And I was like, if you don't mind me asking, lads, like, why have you got this picture on the train of Sam Morsey? And they said, we sit in Block M, and every week we put a different player of M in the toilets. And they've been doing this all season. And they said, like, everyone's clocked on, but no one knows it's these guys doing it. So I wanted to give those guys a shout out. I don't know if they listen or not, but I thought that was an incredible idea. And I want more sections of the stadium to do this now.
Good amazing.
Luck. Just quickly, good luck in Block Q.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
Block it.
Yeah. Quainer.
Just quickly, that is absolutely brilliant. I love that. That is fantastic.
That is brilliant. Also, let's think of M's then.
So they said they had Morsey, Magilton. Who else did they say they had? Tommy Miller. Yeah.
Ian Marshall.
Yes.
Alex Matthew.
Andy Marshall.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. We'll try not to get that one.
Yeah.
Matthew. Yeah. Mariner. Yeah.
Mariner. Yeah.
Milton.
Mills. Nick Mills, of course.
Nick Mills. Yeah.
God, it's a lot of M's actually. It's a lot of M's. So that's maybe why they've been able to do this for a while, because there's actually a decent amount of M's.
Paul Mason.
Oh yeah.
Arnold Muren.
Yes. Muren. So many now. Yeah.
Mogger.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
Daryl Murphy.
Of course.
God, Brian Murphy, the goalie. Simon
Yeah.
Milton. There's a lot of M's actually. That's probably a good section for them to get in because they can
That's
do
got
loads.
to be a big loo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a big Lou. Yeah. David
Cotton
McGordrick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who else is there? Is Chris Macon? Yeah, we've said enough now, but
Yeah.
that's a great story, Liam.
I thought you
love
guys would
that.
appreciate
Oh,
that.
no, I
is
think
good.
that these guys should make themselves known. They really should.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
brilliant.
but the people in their block don't know they're doing it. They think someone in the club's just randomly doing it. They don't know it's them. So
To be fair,
I think it's
It's
brilliant.
getting it in the ground as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
picture. Is it like
Sorry.
massive or is it?
No, they're just sort of like A3, like really sort of small ones,
okay.
and then they're just sticking them up around the toilets. Yeah.
That's genius.
I need to find this. I need to go into whereabouts in the stadium is that?
So I looked it up. It's what used to be the Britannia stand upper. Yeah. So I've wanted to buy a ticket just for that stand, just to go to see the toilet for no other reasons. But normally I'm in the north stand. But
I'm in block P for the South End game, so I'm going to take a wander down there at half time.
Please
Yes,
do.
that'll be our mission. Peachy, I'll find you. And that'll be our mission is to find that, and we can let you know, Liam, and see what player is there. Yeah, definitely. That is an amazing. And if, as you said, if anybody those lads doing that, if you do listen to this, get in touch because we want to speak about this.
And they travel from London to every game as well, which I find that's impressive
commitment.
as well. Yeah, that is good.
Fair play from them. Steve, you're committed a boy as well, all the way in Devon. What is your pre-match ritual? Of course, you can't go to every game and a lot of Port and Road games, but you do try your best. So what do you normally do when you do actually go to a game or when you're watching or listening at home?
It involves a long ass drive, early hours. I usually go up and back in a day, which is bonkers really, but usually leave mine at about 6 in the morning, get up there for about lunchtime, usually have some lunch, go to the shop, buy something, watch the game, drive home for 6 hours in despair, because every time I go we lose, although last time I went we did win against Plymouth, so that was quite nice. I remember more my pre-match routine when I was a little kid, because my dad had his aunt and uncle lived in Leiston, so we used to go and spend summer in Leiston every year. It was always just around the end of the summer, right at the start of the season, or at the end of the season. So we drive into Ipswich, stop and have breakfast in a cafe on the way in to the ground. That was always quite nice, a fry up. Then we go in the shop, and then my dad's aunt would buy me something in the shop, whatever that was, a scarf or a shirt or something. And then, just watch the match in the Churchman's as it was then, obviously the North Stand. So that was kind of my routine when I was a kid, but now it's just a long drive. Well, the last time I went up, I did stay in a hotel, and I did go for a curry, Peachy, in Ipswich, and it was good, very, very good. Can't remember the name of the curry house, but it was good. Went with a couple of mates from work, so that's kind of my routine, just a long drive, really.
Yeah. But thankfully, Steve, there is, of course, we have got Plymouth, so that is your, as you said, it's the Steve Wallace derby, and you also got, Bristol, Exeter as well. Exeter now, up here. FGR, Forest Green,
Rovers.
Cheltenham, that's doable, isn't it?
Yeah, Cheltenham's doable. Yeah, I missed Cheltenham last year. I can't remember what I was away, I think, and I couldn't do it. But
Tuesday night as well, wasn't it? Tuesday night.
Yeah. I did watch it, but on iFollow, but it wasn't too great. I think that's isn't that the game where they had their fullback with the long throws?
Yeah. Then he signed for Wrexham the week later. Could have timed it differently.
Flashed the cash and got him in, but
pretty much.
So just a lot of driving normally. That's my routine.
Indeed, and I salute you for doing it in a day, because that is just mental.
I get told off for doing it, but
of course.
Get home about 1 o'clock in the morning normally. So
hopefully that's one thing. I hope players understand that as well. There is fans like yourself who are traveling, from London or anywhere, taking a lot of their day traveling, spending a lot of money. I hope some players do think of that sometimes, think of fans like yourself who are traveling, across the country just in a day as well. because that is just bonkers. But it's great. It's great. It's how, because you love the club that much, pretty much. Okay then, boys. Let's talk about the season ahead. As we said, the countdown is on. This time next week, we're getting ready for the big opening day, and it's going to be could be a very packed Portman Road. 21,000, 22, 23, 24, 25. It's going to be amazing. A lovely day, I'm sure. Let's talk about League One as a whole then. Some big teams in our division. I think it's going to be one of the open seasons ever. There's going to be. I don't think you can predict the league position. I don't think you can predict the teams getting relegated because I think it's just going to be so open. So Liam, as of this recording, what is your thoughts on Town's finish in League One? Obviously, this is our 4th year. Is this going to be the year?
I'm trying not to get too carried away, but I want to be optimistic. I think I'm going to say we'll get top 6. I'm not going to say whereabouts, but I think we'll be up there. But it's going to be so difficult, isn't it? Because of all the teams who've got relegated, and you've got the teams that didn't go up and teams that have underperformed. And then I'm sure there'll be a team that will come out of nowhere that will suddenly decide and go on a run of 13 games like Blackpool did that year. So, yeah, it's so hard to predict. I've watched a lot of prediction videos for this in excitement of the season, and everyone thinks Ipswich are going up. So, but we know what it's like, don't we? We've all been there before, and we all know what happens. So, yeah, I'm really hoping this is our year this year.
Hope so too, mate. And as I said, I'm slapping anybody. If I see you in person, if you say it, 100 points, 100 goals, I'm going to slap you.
Not going to say it. Don't worry.
Okay, so I won't be slapping you, Liam, but I know there's going to be somebody. Someone will just do it as a joke, but there'll be some who could be taking it seriously. Of course, we want to see that, but I think we've got to keep us, keep a bit level-headed a little bit because we know this league now, 4th year. Steve, what do you reckon? Liam thinks top 6. Are you thinking the same? Of course, that should be the target. That should be the goal. What do you reckon?
Well, I think from a points point of view, I think we'll be over 90, probably 100. And if it's goals, probably similar. So maybe 100 points and 100 goals. No, I'm joking. We've got to get top 6, haven't we? I mean, seriously, this League One does my head in. I can't stand it. I just want to get out of it as quick as possible. We've been in it far too long. I think if they can pull one more big signing out of the bag, but I still think we need a left back, a left wing back, and I also think we need a centre forward. If they can get that in before the transfer window finishes, and they can get Celina thing done, I think comfortable top 6. I can't see us getting automatic, not unless things really click. But let's just give ourselves something to look forward to at the end of the season. I just want to go to Wembley. I just want to have a playoff final at Wembley. I went to watch Plymouth there years and years ago with some mates from work, and it was just a great day out. Plymouth did go up, but it was just a good day. I just want something like that. I think I'd probably prefer a playoff final than just going straight up. I mean, that's the sort of masochist kind of fan I am. But yeah, top 6. Don't care where in there, anywhere. 3rd to 6th, not a problem. Just get in the playoffs. Give me something to look forward to at the end of the season.
Indeed. I'm going to be a bit of a party pooper. I don't care if we finish 2nd. I just want to get up. Playoffs is a lottery.
I'm the same, 100%. Yeah. I don't care how we get out this division. If it's the last day of the season at Wembley, I just want to be in Ipswich celebrating them getting out of that league in May. Yeah. That's all I want.
Definitely, mate. Yeah. Of course, yeah. As you said today, Steve, we haven't gone to Wembley as a football club. We haven't gone to the new Wembley yet. So, of course, that will be a great day out. Hopefully, we could do it in the Pat John's Trophy this year. Hopefully, we can, do well in that this year. We could do that and maybe have 2 trips to Wembley. You never know. But the playoffs, you just never know. It's a lottery. But we can see. And, of course, our history shows it takes us a couple of years to winning the playoffs, back in the 90s and also in the 2000s. It took us 2 seasons and, we didn't do it again. Peachy, then, you are a positive man. As always good to have positivity, of course. At the moment, the club is in a great place, some great things happening on the pitch, off the pitch, and all that sort of stuff. But what do you think for this season?
99 points, 99 goals. Simple as that. No, again, you said 100, not 99. No, I think, like the guys said, top 6 is the minimum, to be honest. A club without being arrogant, I'm going to be, club our size, we shouldn't be in League One, but we are here for the reason where we were. All that in the past. That's why we're here. But I think got to look at the teams in this league now. I know obviously Sunderland went up, got rid of them, but Sheffield Wednesday are making some brilliant signings. Like they signed Backinson today. You've got to look at Barnsley, who always be there and thereabouts.
They worry me.
Yeah.
Barnsley and Posh are the two that worry
I
me.
was
Because
gonna
they
say-
just know how to get out the division, don't they?
Yeah.
They're specialists.
That's the one team no one has mentioned, like, and any like throughout the whole summer, not Ipswich fans, all fans, Peterborough. It's going under the radar. They'll do their business because, to be fair to them, they finished their championship season quite well, as in because they got Grant McCann back, didn't they? They played better, but my heart says top 2. I think surely it's about time we deserve like a good, decent season.
It's
the
way long overdue, isn't it? Massively overdue. Yeah.
And I just think everything's right at the club at the minute. Like everything, like even I watched that video the club put out with the analysis guy. Like they've got drones like watching us train and like showing set piece. I mean, we scored for a set piece for crying out loud against Palace. Things are definitely on the up. But no, I just feel like we're due a season where like everything's gonna be great, brilliant. What I don't want is if we don't beat Bolton on the opening day of the season, the usual doom gloom is go, season's over, might as well not bother. It's a long season, but I just feel it's time we just had a bloody good season. We deserve it as fans because of the dross we've been through in the past 10 years, you could say. Yeah. And that's nothing against like the players who've been previously at the club. Yeah, if not, I'm done. I just can't. No, I'm never done. I just, at least playoffs at least, and a Papa John's Trophy final / win.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, and as the phrase is, Mark Ashton's our time and all that. Our time, yeah. Which is just that brilliant, that clip. If you've seen that clip on Twitter, it's brilliant. It's just, yeah.
If we get to Wembley, whether it's in the,
when we get to Wembley, Steve.
When we get to Wembley, the 3 cheese and tomato pizza cup or playoffs, can we replicate what Liam's people have done with the toilets? Can we just put pictures of Ipswich players up in every toilet? That'd be amazing. We could all take photos of our best player and just stick them up around in all the toilets, on the back of each door. As you're sitting on a throne, you could have a picture of Ladapo on the back. That'd be quality.
I did not expect this podcast to end like that, but that's brilliant. But I do love that story. As I said, if you are those 2 blokes and if you listen to this podcast, please get into contact because that is just unbelievable. And I'm sure there's many. I'm sure a lot of people have different pre-match ritual. They do different things when they go to ground. They put a sticker somewhere. They do something. Because once again, Ipswich Town is we are big because that's times I see different stickers around the country, around the world. It's mad to see all these different stickers, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Blue Action's going to do this year with with flags and all the displays. I'm sure they're going to do some incredible stuff. Definitely on the first day of the season, Saturday against Bolton in the sunshine at Patport Road. That is going to be exciting. Can't wait for it. Of course, we've got 2 more friendlies to play. We've got Millwall at the Den this Saturday. Good old Bartosz Bojakowski will be taking on us. And, of course, Southend, the final preseason game before the big day. Of course, the open day is on Monday as well. So hopefully everyone enjoys themselves there going to that. Liam, any other business, my friends? We've got 2 more friendlies to go. What would you like to see from them?
It's what Steve said, really. I think left back, striker, potentially Celina, but yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. I think there will be another player coming in at least. I don't think this is going to be the end of our business between now and Bolton. No, I don't. I'm not sure who, but as you said at the start, I'm sure Ashton and McKenna are working every hour under the sun just to bring someone in. So yeah, I think it will happen. Like, for example, with the last transfer coming in at 11 o'clock, like no one expected that, did they? So, no. Yeah, I think something will happen. Fingers crossed.
Well, the big thing is, as I said, you would kick off the 30th of July. There's going to be a month left of the window. Of course, ideally, McKenna has been wanting to get these signings done and dusted so they've had a proper pre-season this year. But it's always standard. You do still sign 1 or 2 players in August and stuff like that. And they'll bed in time because I'm sure they've been doing their own pre-season at their current club anyway. So it's not too bad. But yeah, we shall see if there'll be more signings. Steve, over to you, my friend. Any other business you want to add?
No, not really. Just get these last 2 friendlies out of the way. I would quite like to see him. I mean, I don't think we've seen his first team play yet. I think the match at the weekend, the second one against Wimbledon, was probably as close as we're going to see so far. Wes wasn't in the team. As you've probably listened to previous pods when I've been on, Wes is probably my favourite player at the club. I love him. I think he's amazing. But he wasn't playing, or Aluko, because he played against Palace and did score a very good goal. So getting those two games with as much of the first team on the pitch for as much of that game as possible would be good. Because I think the pre-season so far has been slightly underwhelming. We've had, a good win against Wimbledon, and then we played higher quality opposition, and we've kind of been caught out there in those games. But apart from the Needham Market game, which was going to happen anyway. But yeah, just hopefully he plays the first team as close as possible, and we get that striker in. I think if we get the striker in, I'll be looking forward to Saturday. Really looking forward to Saturday. I think it's going to be a sellout, isn't it? I think Bolton have sold out their whole allocation already, so should be a good crowd. Should be a good one.
And Bolton, they're going to be up there as well, I think, this year. They've made some good recruitment. And, of course, this is their second season back in League One, so I'm sure they're going to be up there as well. So it's going to be an interesting battle. Peachy, over to you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Any other business?
Yeah, regarding the two friendlies coming up, I think the Millwall game will be probably the closest to the starting 11 to next Saturday. And then, I could be totally wrong here, then the Southend game will be mainly players who need a few more minutes. That's what but who knows? He might play the first team more against Southend to get no respect to Southend, but should be a win, give it a confidence. But who knows? Friendlies, they're always friendlies, aren't they? It's all about just getting the team in shape, getting people fit, try and get all the mistakes out if you can. The real business starts on the 30th against Bolton, and that's just going to be Portman Road will be electric that day. Nice hot day, like I say, sold out away end. It always helps. I like a sold out away end because it always helps the atmosphere, Portman Road. No respect when you get teams, Fleetwood and Crew were coming down. There's a few hundred, fair play to them fans who travel. I've got nothing but respect for them, but the atmosphere's good at Portman Road. But when there's a full away end, it's always like Portsmouth, Cambridge, Plymouth brought quite a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, lots.
So it's, I'm just looking forward to it now. Finally, my Saturdays are back to normal, not being dragged shopping and going other places.
We have had the benefit of the Women's Euros, though, haven't we?
Yes.
Which has been amazing. I watched that game yesterday. Just when Stanway scored, I was off my chair. That was an absolute screamer. So we've still got that till for another week or so, hopefully.
I think the final is after the Bolton game. I think it's the
final's
31st.
on Sunday, and the final's on Sunday. If we get to that, I'm on a bloody boat. For France.
Oh,
I'm not even going to get to see it.
Oh, yeah, you can watch. Don't look at the scoreline and watch it on the replay. But I don't know, you'll find it. You'll see the scoreline anyway.
The semi-finals Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
Yes. So,
yeah, I'll miss that, unfortunately. I'll be watching Ipswich Southend, but hey, I don't mind that. I'm going to look for pictures in the toilets. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, mate. Yes, that is. I don't know. That should be the title of the podcast today. Is Are you the blokes who put? That is just brilliant. Well, Liam, we've got to make a decision. You were trialist this week. I think a full-time contract is going to come your way. It's been a great debut from yourself. Thanks for joining us. Final word from yourself.
Yeah, really appreciate having me on, and I'm pleased I did the List family some pleasure. But yeah, thanks for having me on. It'd be great to be back on during the season when we obviously get promoted. So it'd be great.
Yes, my friend, it's great. Steve, Peachy, final words.
Well, I'll go first. Hope you enjoy the game on Tuesday, Peachy. Hopefully catch you guys at the first home game I can get to. I'm not sure which one it is, but when you get to the game, get to see the lads play, cheer them on. But yeah, it'd be good to be like Liam on this again at some point during the season, talking all things town. Always enjoy it. It's a good laugh.
Yeah, I agree. Like I say, it's been lovely, nearly hours chat again at Ipswich Town. That's what I love chatting about. You ask any of my family or my wife, that's all I talk about. Sad little man, but hey. But no, I agree. But Ross said at the start, just if you want to get involved, get involved. I think it was the Doncaster game. Sort of Ross approached me and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And ever since I've been welcomed into the KOA army/family. And if you want to play football on Tuesday night, I highly recommend it.
Wednesday. Wednesday.
Sorry. We played the first game on a Tuesday night, didn't we?
Yes.
Other nights are available.
The other nights are available.
I was
Wednesday is the key one, though, at the moment.
I was making sure Ross was listening. That's all I was making sure.
Yeah, true. I was like, oh, here we go again. He's gone on a tangent. But no,
it's if you want to get involved, it's well worth it. It's such a laugh. And then obviously a little trip to a public house afterwards always helps relax the muscles. That's all I'm saying.
Indeed. Definitely, my friend. Yeah, if you want to get involved on the podcast or five-a-side, let me know at Ross Media UK. Always good to get you guys involved. Thanks once again, Liam, Steve, Peachy. Of course, let us know your thoughts on all things town. Of course, we are proudly sponsored by Manscaped. Use the code KOA to get 20% off and free delivery at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you and all that sort of stuff. The main podcast will be back next week to do a massive preview ahead of the season. Naming our contenders for the Player of the Year and all that sort of stuff. Different other preview stuff we'll always do on the main podcast. And yeah, bring it on for this season. Thanks again for listening. Make sure to subscribe, like, review, all that sort of stuff. Bye-bye for now.